So just like the last problem, we have here we're trying to graph the function. It's a transformation of the parent function y equals radical x. It's a square root function, which has a domain of all real numbers greater than or equal to 0 and a range of all real numbers also greater than or equal to 0. The first transformation we're looking for always is to see if we have to reflect about the x-axis. And where do we find that? We find that by looking at the minus sign in front of the radical, which we have one now. We didn't have one in the last problem, so we're going to take the blue graph and we're going to reflect that across the x-axis, which looks now like that. Still the same starting point, but now a reflection about the x-axis. Then I look for green. So green is, do we reflect about the y-axis? Well, again, there's no minus sign in front of the x, so we're not going to need to reflect about the y-axis. Next thing we're looking for is, do we shift in the x direction? Yes, we do shift in the x direction. In fact, we shift 2 units to the left because we have an x plus 2. So we go 1, 2. So the h value is negative 2. So we're going to shift 2 units to the left. And then finally, we're going to take that graph and ask ourselves, do we shift in the y direction? And the answer is yes, we do, because that k value is 4. So we're going to take the pink graph and we're going to move it up 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to identify the coordinates of that point, and the coordinates of that point are negative 2, 4. And so notice our h is negative 2 and our k is equal to 4. That's always going to be the value where either we start or finish. Our radical function is always going to have the coordinates hk. So that helps us also define the domain. The domain is all real numbers x, such that x is greater than or equal to negative 2. And our range is all real numbers y, such that y is greater than or equal to, all real numbers y, such that y is less than or equal to 4.